talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hey Jamesetta, how are you? Hey Chris, how are you? Hey everybody, make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Y'all, um, if you're new to the channel, we welcome you here. Yes, we back. We back. We back. Let me put this on private right quick. Um, We back, y'all. So make sure you hit the like button as you come in, y'all. We're going to discuss, y'all, Tim Norman. We're going to discuss Tim Norman and we're going to discuss R. Kelly. But we're going to talk about Tim because I knew this was gonna happen. Tim was so god darn cocky. Tim was cocky and thought that he was going to get away with this because he felt like that he had these people. I'm gonna wait a few minutes, y'all, for some people to come in, and then we're gonna get into the content on tonight. Um, but yeah, y'all, Tim Norman has been found. Were you celebrating, girl? What are you celebrating, James Zetta? Well, thank God for the victory. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for the victory in our lives, y'all. Thank God for the victory in our lives. So yeah, thank God for the victory. Hey Anastasia. Hey everyone. Welcome back. Um, thank y'all for coming back for the ones that have came back. Thank you guys so much for coming back and doing the live with me. Y'all, this is a mess. I'm telling you. This has become a mess with Tim Norman. As you guys know, Tim Norman is the let me get my scrolling going. Hey Reese Cup. I wonder what he revealed. I wonder what he could have said to make him think that him getting on the stand would make him look innocent. Did he shed a tear? Did he shed a tear at all when he took the stand? Or he just tried to make him be the narcissist that he is? Um, Hold on, let me see what was revealed when Tim took the stand. So, um, let's see here. So y'all know. Let me look here. Let me look. But y'all, Tim has been found guilty on of of all counts of conspiring to kill his nephew, um, wire fraud, and all that. And he deserves to be sitting right where he's at. Let's just be honest. Uh, he deserves to sit right where he's at. It's it's sad to say this, but Tim deserves to be sitting right where he's at. He killed his own nephew, his own family member. He had so much jealousy in his heart over his nephew that he couldn't see beyond that. Andre was a child more than and he wanted him gone because he didn't want his mother to be connected or something like that. Tim got issues, y'all. Tim has always been a narcissist, in my opinion. And him and his big hips are gone to jail. Um, so let's get into the content on tonight. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. So it says here, jury found Tim Norman guilty for setting up his only nephew Andre. Yes, you guys know Andre was murdered down on the same street his father was. And it says here that he took out a $65,000 life insurance policy out on Andre. And that's how Yaman Wayman, whatever his name, Wayman, came in too. That's James Lizzie. I could never get over those hips on that man. I know he got some big hips, child. He got some big hips. Um, so let's just go down memory lane. So Tim had hired the producer of Nellyville. He was the producer of Nellyville, Mr. Yaman. Let me get Tim picture up. Hold on, y'all. Well Yaman. His name is Well. And he took out life insurance policies on the behalf of Tim for Andre. And they were these policies that, you know what I'm saying, Tim didn't know, like Tim forced his boy's signature. It says here that Tim's greed, well, crimes were motivated by grief, and Tim was fraudulent obtaining the life insurance policy. The amount was over $450,000. And this was without Andre's knowledge. He then tried to, once he took out the life insurance policy, this is how Terica Ellis and the other young man comes in. So Terica Ellis and Tim was, I guess, messing around and in a relationship or whatever. So I guess she was kind of like dealing with Andre too, I guess. So Terica Ellis lured Andre outside. I'm just trying to sum everything up. Lured Andre outside. So, and he paid her $10,000 to do this. He lured, she lured him outside, and she paid this man. He paid another man almost what, 8,000, no, maybe $5,000 just to kill his nephew. Like I was saying in a previous live, that man was the cheapest hitman I ever heard of. And he took a plea deal and read it out on Tim. And the same thing as Terica. Terica got kids and everything. And she done set up here and messed her life over trying to conspire to kill someone due to someone like Tim that probably don't give two. Because at the end of the day, Tim was going to let them take the fall. He wasn't going to take the fall. He kept his hand clean. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be careful when y'all doing stuff for people that ain't right. If you know shit ain't right, don't damn do it. Now, you spending time in jail. The person that helped lure him outside, Terica, who has children, they're going outside, and now Tim got his ass in jail for prison for life for killing his nephew. See, Tim wanted to keep his nose clean, and now everybody that was a part of the conspiracy is in jail. Basically, I know he deserves it. And Miss Robbie, poor Miss Robbie, he got his mom thinking that he had nothing to do with this. So it says here, Tim court date is set for December the 15th. And it says here that the statutory penalty range is up to life in prison. It says here, Tim attorney Mike Leonard said his firm was surprised and disappointed in the outcome, given that Tim himself had testified extensively during the trial. But we understand the work of the jury. See, the jury had deliberated over 16 hours. The jury deliberated over 16 hours over this case. And like, I think what it is, you know what I'm saying? They had so much overwhelming evidence against him that he actually was a part of conspiring to, kill his nephew. Like, that's sickening. That is sickening to um kill your nephew. She only went to the ninth grade. Wow, really, James Addo? That is sad. I didn't know that. So she only went to but she should know right from wrong. I'm definitely gonna say that. He played because he wanted to keep his nose clean. Says Lindsay said same with Cardi B in her assault case. She gets community service, but the dude who helped her start a fight at the strip club gets 6 months in jail. That's what I'm saying. So she's only getting community service, and the other person who was assisting you with it, they don't have that money like that. They common people. They ain't got no money like that. They don't have the money like that to and the resources like that to get themselves out of trouble. Well, May, but Terica and the other guy, I forgot his name. He They ain't got no money. He didn't give them no more than $10,000. Like, ain't no way you gonna pay me $10,000 to lure somebody outside, and then I'm sitting up here putting my life in danger. And guess what? I take the fall, and then you sitting up here looking scotch free. Man, y'all crazy. You crazy as hell. Do you hear me? Ain't no way I'm going to sit up here and put my life in jeopardy for a person that don't give two fucks about me. That's just straight up. Um, so it says here, but Mr. Leonard, Tim's attorney, said that he will appeal. And it says here that Tim is an amazingly optimistic and strong guy. So he's been in custody for quite a long time already. He had to sit through a deliberations by himself. This is what the attorney is saying. It says here, and he's very strong, a very strong person. And so I think he still, despite the verdict, has a lot of optimism that we're going to overcome this and ultimately prevail. So it says here that they was talking about own and stuff like that. So, you know, justice is served. A lot of people may not feel that way, but you conspired to kill your nephew. You conspired to do that to your nephew, Tim. And Miss Robbie, she stood beside him because that's her son. Yeah, you're gonna stand beside your son even in their wrongdoing. Um, okay, so just allow me a moment here. Let me get my all my stuff up. So the family of Andre did speak out, y'all. This case been going on with Tim since like latter part of 2021. Latter part of 2021. Um, let me see here. So we're gonna listen to the his sister do a live on it, but a person didn't lose their life, right? No, a person did not lose their life. No, they didn't. But if you're a part with the Cardi B situation, I don't think they were just very, very severely assaulted. That's what they were. They were assaulted. Um, they were assaulted. Hold on, y'all. So we're about to watch and listen to Andre's sister speak about um how about the verdict and how they felt about the verdict. Um Now I definitely want to read you guys this before we move forward about, and then we're going to listen to the sister give her account and her feelings on the guilty verdict. Um yes, Tim orchestrated a murder, and that's the sad part about it. And she still can't get her money from Tasha K. Child, Tasha K done moved all the way to Africa. Tasha K done moved to Africa. So it says here on the steps of the federal courthouse in St. Louis, Andre Montgomery's sister, Caitlin Griggs, said that Tim's testimony was nothing but crying and lying, and he got the justice he deserved. It says here that, you know, the jury did deliberate for 18 hours before declaring Tim guilty on all counts. It says here that so they heard Terica did testify against him. Let me look here. Um, y'all, this stuff be acting slow. I'm so over it. Hold on, y'all. So it says here, y'all, that um so it says here Terica did testify and stated that Tim paid her $10,000 to track down Andre on the day of his death. She lured him out of the home recording studio. So he was recording at a studio and he lured him out of the recording studio. And Travell Hill confessed shooter gunned them down. He did testify. Travell did that Tim paid him $5,000 through a mutual acquaintance. And it says here that those testimony was dire. It says here that Tim's testimony was very lengthy, saying it is unusual for a person accused of such a serious crime to take the stand in his own defense. And he said that it is a one in a million for someone to handle themselves as well as Tim did in such a situation. And he said he didn't leave much opening for Cross. Um, but the family feels like Tim's testimony was nothing but lies. And on the stand, Tim painted himself as an empathetic uncle who allowed his nephew to live in the lap of luxury in an apartment near Forest Park. However, Andre's auntie said she visited her son's place and it was a rundown efficiency. It said that it had a rusty stove and what looked like a salvation cot. Oh my God, listen to this. So it says here that it had a really Tim. So it says here, mm, let me continue to read. Um, said here that it had a rusty stove what looked like a Salvation Army cot he was sleeping on with two metal chairs. It was nothing but a small box he was living in right next door to Tim's penthouse, she said. She said also Tim had also testified he gave Andre access to his fleet of vehicle, which Kaylin says was not true. Says Andre had to call for a ride whenever he needed to go somewhere. It says here that Norman also made a brief appearance at the funeral in Texas wearing a bulletproof vest and flanked by security guards. And it says here Tim showed no emotions while there. It says here that and disrupted the proceedings we had to leave when he had to leave to catch a flight back to Los Angeles. It says here Tim's, Norman's, Andre's, Montgomery. He said Andre's aunt said he said he's the last lineage of the Montgomery's family. If anything happened to Miss Robley, it will go to him. Tim didn't want that. No, so Tim's sentencing, like I stated, y'all, is December the 15th. Now that is very sad to know that y'all living in luxury and got this boy sleeping on a damn cot. Um, so this boy was sleeping on a cot. Child was sleeping on a cot in a rundown apartment by Tim's luxury apartment. And see, if Miss Robbie would have passed away, Andre would have the equal share to her he would have the equal share to his Andre was not grown. Andre was like 17 when he went to Miss Robbie. He didn't even when we first met Andre on Sweetie Pies. Andre was like a senior in high school, and he was working for Sweetie Pies. Him and Tim was like bumping heads then, because Tim was hitting on the boy and stuff like that. That is true. Um, yes, he's grown. He has to find his way, but why not look on for your family, and put them in something nice? At least have them a decent apartment, not a rundown shack. Well, I know that they had a video, Reese, of them. They had a video um, of Andre graduating, and I remember that because I used to watch Sweetie Pies faithfully on Saturdays, and he did graduate. But what I'm saying is like, my mic, child, my mic. But what I'm saying is, oh, after the show, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I get what you're saying, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my mic, Lord, but we gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. I just can't move it. Okay, but Tim has two children now. He has the one by Janae, and he has one about one of the nurses, a nurse here in Mississippi. Um, and I guess he wanted to keep with like his family, and he didn't want his brother. I wonder, did he have anything to do with his brother's death? Do y'all think so? Cause like I wouldn't be surprised if he was a part of that. Tim is Tim is a different kind of evil, y'all. Tim is a different kind. He's a different kind of evil. So you know, and I'm just gonna let you guys listen to this. What the sister, said. And so you guys can listen to. Um, it's someone else's content, but I do not own the rights to this. But they got it from the news, so I'm gonna play it because they got it from the news, and it is free copyright. So hold on just a second, and y'all gonna listen hear this. I'm not gonna let y'all listen to her talk, but we're gonna listen to the article. I just can't. I know. I wonder is Miss Robbie just devastated? Me as a parent, I would be so devastated that my son has killed my oldest son. Was a part of conspiring to kill my oldest son's child. You have to be a heartless person, heartless, to conspire to get insurance money off your nephew. I understand there's nothing wrong with putting insurance out on your family. But if something, just so if something happened to them, they'll be buried. But not to just put insurance out on your family members and set them up to be killed. Now that's a whole different kind of wrong right there. That's a whole different kind of wrong. You and he probably wouldn't, but in Tim's mind, because of his jealousy and greed, he probably thought so. Because Miss Robbie, I bet you Miss Robbie had a have a will. Shit, I would right with me and Ken Tim out the wheel too. And all the wrongs this he done did. I'm gonna play it right here. I'm gonna start right here.
My brother loves his family. He loves his family, no matter what. And my brother was very helpful, goofy. Like my brother wasn't like this thug, like they say. He get pictures
I
of
know.
ladies, but that's social media. You know? The justice for my brother saw that he not robbed his grandmother, and it's so messed that he reached out to his grandma and it worked out. Yes, he told us. He told us. He told us. We told his grandmother. We told her. We told her. We told her. He told all of us. So before he died, Miss Robbie called his phone and was cussing him out and would say, "Mother F, you ain't my grandson. F you, mother F, blase, blase, this, that." And he kept saying, "Grandma, I didn't do it. I'm trying to tell you, Grandma, Uncle Tim did it." And she was just going on cussing him out. "And you ain't gonna come to my funeral, I ain't gonna go to your funeral." And Drake's like, "Grandma, I didn't do it. I'm trying to tell you, I didn't do it." Me and my sisters, we was all sitting there like, "Drake, you didn't do it, don't worry about it." He threw his phone. He was like, "I'm gonna be one of God's soldiers." Right there when he told me that means he's going to sacrifice the peace to his grandmother, that he did not rob his grandmother. He did not rob his grandmother. And that day, that's when he left, and that's when we found out he died. She knew, she was aware of it. She was aware of it. For her to walk in at the funeral, Tim just stayed at the funeral. Tim stopped the whole train. He didn't come to the view. He came there with bulletproof vests on, with bodyguards, and we thought that, how come y'all didn't think that was weird? Like, they come all the way to Lubbock, Texas. No emotions. No emotions. Nothing. Him and his grandmother standing back behind me talking and whispering. I kept looking back like, are y'all for real? Why everyone's crying. Are y'all for real? And then they said, I don't know why they crying. Anyway, at the funeral, they wasn't crying. We was on our way to the burial site. Tim stopped the whole traffic. My thing is this: why would you allow your son to stop the traffic to catch what flight? This is important. This is your nephew's funeral. Your only nephew from your brother only had one child. Why? No one said nothing. No one looked eyebrow. No one said anything. I paid attention to all of that. I said, yeah, they get it. They got something to do. To catch a flight to LA, that's not that important. You didn't go to the wake. You just want to make sure he was dead. And that's what you did. And you left. My mother, he would call my mother to send money and food. My mother would buy pizza out here to feed him. My mother was doing all of that. That was a lie. They had my brother out here in a slump.
They had this to say about Andre's living conditions.
It had a rusty stove inside of it, the bed, the cup, like a Salvation type. Two little iron metal looking chairs. And it was so small, it was like a little box room where he lived in, right next door to Tim's house. Because I visited him up there. And I was asking him, why are you living like this? He said, well, this is why I should live here. And he would go to work when he called the driver. Not using Tim's cars. But we went down to the bottom garage, and there was 3 cars down there. He said, these are Tim's and Grandma's cars. Three. I said, we can drive these? He said, no. I have to call the driver to take me to work and bring me back here. But that place he lived in was so shabby. I came back and told my sister in Texas what he was living in. Run down shabby place next door to a pit.
And then Andre expressed how Tim felt about him.
He told me then that Tim didn't like him. He told me that Tim was paying for Venus to come and see him. But whenever Andre went over to Tim to visit, Tim got mad because Venus always turned toward Andre for attention. They wanted to give their attention to him. So Tim told him he wasn't allowed to come back over anymore because Venus he was paying for to come see him.
And then they provided confirmation as to why Tim felt the way he did about Andre.
And Tim was jealous. He was very jealous. Look at it. Tim's a Mormon. Andre's a McBurney. He's the last lineage of the McBurney family. So if anything happened to McBurney, it would go to Andre. Tim didn't want that. Because he wanted to make sure he got whatever that was his mom. That's what he read. And he was willing to take his nephew's life. And anybody else, I wouldn't be surprised if he had influence on his mom. That's how bad he was greedy for money.
Then the family addressed the accusation that Andre had stolen money from Miss Robbie by saying this.
If Dre had robbed Miss Robbie, he would have been flashing everywhere. He would have been having his friends all decked out, driving limousines, making flights, living large. Dre didn't do that. There's no way he would have did that. He's not a thief. Dre is not a thief.
It's good to see the judicial system work as it's intended. If you haven't already, remember to like the videos as it helps to support our channel. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell, and please watch me.
Hold on just a second, y'all. Give me 2 minutes, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. So y'all, like, so Miss, okay, if y'all didn't watch Sweetie Pies back in maybe, and hey, Aunt Nancy, how you doing? Um, what stopped the family from stepping in? Why couldn't he leave the restaurant and stay with them? It's like I said, what's on TV is totally different. What's in real life, for sure. You're right. That was the story because he was getting into trouble in Texas, so he moved to St. Louis to better himself. But St. Louis was just as bad. He should have stayed in Texas. Um, but I definitely want to say when I was watching Sweetie Pies, I remember the episode when Miss Robbie's house was broken into. Tim claimed that he didn't have anything to do with that, but they put it all on Andre. Put it all on Andre. See, Tim had a lot to do with that. Tim probably had a lot to do with setting up that robbery too. He probably got life insurance. Let's say you're that money hungry. His ass. Oh, hold on. He set it up to where probably set up the robbery to where they look like Andre did it. So Andre can come back and try to prove his innocence or for Miss Robbie to be done with Andre. But Tim had his feet, neck, butt, hips, and everything to he had that much hate in his heart for his nephew. And that is so sad. He was just that jealous. He wanted his mom to be done with Andre. And that is jacked up. Yes, she was suing him because he was making. I remember, like, I used to watch Sweetie Pie faithfully. It wasn't nothing about Sweetie Pie I don't remember. I remember he was in California. He was with Jennifer Williams of Basketball Wives LA. And Miss Robbie was suing Tim because he was trying to franchise her businesses and opening up Sweetie Pies in all these states without her knowing. It was like, and then wasn't being really successful. He had ones in California that was shut down. He had one in Texas. I think it's not open, and it's one here in Mississippi that's open, but it's in one in St. Louis, and she got West Florissant and another one upper crust, and then she had a TJ's. I don't know if TJ's still open. Um, but Tim was opening up restaurants without Miss Robbie's knowing. So, Miss Robbie had to sue her own son to stop using the Sweetie Pie's name in businesses and her money to open up businesses. Tim just not right. And he deserved whatever is coming his way. Yeah, money hungry. He wanted some money, and he was in jail. He has been in jail basically all his life. And only thing he could do was try to work what his mama had. His mama made away from him due to the fact that she had built a empire with Sweetie Pies, and it's just a mess. It is a mess. I honestly do believe that Tim really, I can't believe that he used these people. Um, I can't believe he used these people to he used these people. I'm sorry, y'all. He used these people to kill his nephew and then wanted them to go down for it while he sit out here in this world scotch free and and act like ain't nothing. Come on now. Come on now, Tim. Yes, he was very hateful. And Miss Robin had to cuss him out several times by putting his hands on Andre and Charles. But see, Charles was the cousin. And see, Charles was so heartbroken when when Andre was killed, because Charles was very close to Andre. You know, it's just it's sad. Now there's another clip that I do have, y'all. Just something small. I'm gonna play. He definitely deserved life in prison, Justin. He probably wouldn't. That's why I said the love of, like God say, the love of money is the root to all evil. So that is true.
Justice. You know, I'm glad they put that monster behind bars for life.
Yes.
He ruined multiple lives, not just ours, but multiple lives. And it's just it's some peace, but not always. My brother's not gonna come back while he's still in jail, eating commissary, whatever it is. But my mother got some peace. We knew it was him. We knew it.
Mr. Norman's plan was relatively straightforward. He fraudulently obtained life insurance in the amount of $450,000 on his nephew, Andre Montgomery,
Basically.
without Mr. Montgomery's knowledge. He then used a paramour to locate Mr. Montgomery and a co-defendant to fatally shoot and kill him. And within days of his nephew's murder, Mr. Norman started the process of getting the insurance company to pay the claim.
Child, I just want y'all to hear all that. Yes, basically. Um, um, so yes, Charles and Monique will be inherit the money now if Miss Robbie has is going to be charged. Um Now y'all, let's switch gears. I just gonna give an update. Y'all know that R. Kelly has been, yes. Thank God she's still here. Thank God Miss Robbie is still here. Um Many people don't live to see days like this. So she said that she was gonna be beside him till death do us part. So she's gonna stand beside her son until the day she die. And what mother wouldn't? You're not gonna unless what mother would? Even though they're wrong. What mother wouldn't? Yeah, she said that. I guess you wasn't here when I played that interview, but yeah, she said till death do us part. I'm standing beside my son. So that's how we're gonna be. But y'all, Mr. Step in the name of love. Step in the name of love. Mr. R. Kelly was found guilty on yesterday. And Nancy said me. Okay. And they said, I ain't standing beside you when you in wrong. That's true. Yeah, you shouldn't. But I pray for you for sure too. Mr. R. Kelly, y'all. Now, I know a lot of people feel, the way they feel. I do still listen to his music. I'm always gonna listen to his music. Judge me if you like. But I can separate the artist from the the act. So it says here that R. Kelly is found guilty on the all the things that he has done, and the sex tape did come out in court and all that, and but he was acquitted on rigging trial on rigging. So they were, R. Kelly gonna spend the rest of his life in prison. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. And it says here that they believe he already got 30 years for sex trafficking and racketeering and sex trafficking. And now he's probably gonna get about 90 years for for doing what he did. Says parent. I feel like the parents should be in jail too, though. Morgan, did you see the staff? Wow. Yes, the girl on the sex tape did testify. She said that she was tired of keeping his secret, so she did testify in court. That was like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. This was a long trial. But she did testify, and come to find out that the girl mother was slept with R. Kelly too. Child, it was like everybody, even that was Sparkle Neeson. Sparkle was messing with R. Kelly. Lord, R. Kelly was getting all, giving people all his little thing. He was just getting all the little thing. Just, jeez. He's the Pied Piper of R&B. So, oh Lord have mercy. Oh no. R. Kelly. Mm-mm. But yeah, I do believe that majority of the parents needs to be in jail too. Because how would R. Kelly have access to your children unless you're allowing them to do these things? I don't give a damn he's a celebrity. Jalen would not be going. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what type of celebrity you are. My child, 13, 14, 15, 16, when she turned 18, she can do what she want to do. But my child ain't going to be around no grown man. He was a probably little sweaty musky, Lord. No, I don't believe he was framed. I just feel like parents need to be held accountable too. True. But they're saying now that R. Kelly lawyer claims that he is completely poor and unable to afford basic necessities of life. It says here that, R. Kelly is a disgraced singer and writer and producer and is in a world of legal trouble. He is 55 years old. It says, yeah, y'all. And then it came out in court that Andrea, his wife, slept with the girl too. Like, everybody need to go to jail. Everybody need to go to jail. So it says here that R. Kelly is broke. And it says here that he had a lot of money in his commissary. And they took that money. They took that money from his commissary and left him maybe like $2,000. But he had and made him use the money that he had in his commissary. He used that as a way to of paying restitution to his victims. So, child, it's a mess. So it's a mess, honey. Ain't no more stepping in the name of love, no more, child. You can step in the name of love, but you won't be going to no R. Kelly concert. You will not be going to no R. Kelly concert, child. It's a no. It's a no, because R. Kelly is going to be locked up for life. They consider him as a child predator. He's a child predator, and he will be sitting in jail for the rest of his life. And those parents that sold their children away to him needs to be held accountable, just as R. Kelly. And that's just my personal opinion. Um, when you get too cocky and think that things won't go your way, when you feel like you done sneaked and did something, and you think you done snuck and got away with something, be careful, because he'll come back and bite your child. That's why you got to stay on the right side of the fence. You can't be doing sneaky and dirty things. Just said I can't sleep. Nah, he better not. He ain't gonna be. It's gonna be hard for him to sleep in jail, child. It's gonna be hard for him to sleep in jail, knowing that he ain't gonna be able to get out. That he ain't gonna be able to get out. Okay, y'all. So I wanted to talk about that, but Tim was the main thing that I wanted to talk about. But let me give y'all an update on something else. Do y'all remember the story that I talked to you guys about Danielle Hole, Kennedy Hole, and Brandon? Brandon, I'm gonna get his name right here. Um, I'm gonna pull his picture up because I want y'all to know who these people are. Exactly. You're right. You're right about that, Reese. You're right. I can say that. You're right on that. So let me pull this picture up of this man. Brandon Isabel. Do y'all remember me talking about this? This happened in Memphis, Tennessee, where this man, Brandon Isabel, shot and killed his child's mother and then turned around and threw his newborn 2-day old baby in the Mississippi River. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that story? This Trisha, we on the music. I played the song for you, Trisha, but it's on the other line. Um, but Brandon, he was I basically he was having his cake and eat it too, dealing with two different women, telling one woman he loved her and want to be with her, and had a baby by Danielle Holt. Well, when Danielle had the baby, this girl, she was harassing this girl. Oh well, I'll drop the link to the live so you can listen to it. I did like it was a 3 day live. It was very 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 sad. Um, it was a very sad story. Anastasia, it was like the beginning of this year. It happened. It was like the first part of the year when this man threw his baby in the Mississippi River, and she has not been found. Period. This baby have not been found. And he shot and killed the mother. Met her at Walmart, and I guess that was he lured her to Walmart and shot and killed her and threw the baby in the river, trying to profess his love or prove his love to another lady, another young girl, and trying to prove a point because he didn't want the baby. If you didn't want the baby, man, be like the rest of the deadbeats. You know what I'm saying? Be like the rest of the deadbeats and just stay out the child life. And then come to find out this fool was married to another woman. Now, how you gonna get somebody else mad? You gonna get married to another? You married to one girl, you claim you love another girl and got another girl pregnant and then killed her and then had a baby. But anyway, I did do a live on that, y'all, back in January. I did several lives on that, y'all. It was a man named the Custom Pastor. He's from Memphis, Tennessee. He did an interview with the girl that he was wanting to like it was in a relationship with, and then he did an interview with Kennedy's mother. So Kennedy's grandmother, Danielle Hall's mother. And y'all, that was the saddest interview I ever listened to. Child, it made me shed a few little tears. Um, but this man has finally been indicted, y'all. He has finally been indicted. It says here that Shelby County has um indicted him by a grand jury for killing his girlfriend Danielle Hall and their 2-day old baby Kennedy Hall, and he is charged with 2 counts of first degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated child abuse and neglect. And it says here that they have not found this baby. It says here that Brandon is accused of fatally shooting Danielle and throwing the newborn baby, like I said, in the Mississippi River. And he is being held without bond. It says here jail records did not indicate whether he is being represented by a lawyer who could comment on the case. He pleaded not guilty to the murder and kidnapping charges after his arrest in February. It says here authorities searched the river for 5 days in frigid temperatures, but never found the baby. It says here that the mother was found shot on February the 1st near an abandoned car with a broken window. And it says here that that Hall had the baby in a car seat and was going to meet with Brandon. And it says here that Brandon admitted to the police he had thrown the baby into the river. So what y'all got to say about that, Lord? I know y'all like Monkey. I want to give you guys an update on that. Um, okay, give me one more second here. I'm gonna do my last little update. And I do want to let you guys know that the guy the guy that was riding around my city in an airplane, well, he has been indicted on federal charges. So he's gonna hey Angie, how you doing? Um he's being indicted by the federal government for stealing that plane. So he's going to forth a federal judge in a few days due to the fact of stealing that airplane. So yeah, just give me a second here, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all one more update, and then y'all, the guy from last week, y'all remember the guy that was going around Memphis that was killing all the people, this girl, and all that. Well, y'all, it is said that the young girl that was 17, 18 years old, she was actually not killed by him. So his body count went down one. But hey, princess, how you doing today? I know, girl. How you been doing? It's all right, girl. We got a few more minutes. You don't want to revisit that story, child. Let me see. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I ain't got it, Jessica. I think I just got it. Wow. Why would she do that? Jessica, girl, you done gave me two stories. I do them two stories you sent me tomorrow. God, these people crazy. Woman killing a child over a damn USB cord or SD card. So it does say here that Mr. Shannon, the man that took the plane, he is being indicted on federal charges. Says here, let me see what our news say. Um, oh yeah, y'all, and us Mississippians or the people that's in Mississippi or the people that know, what do y'all think of Brett Favre and taking the money from our government? What do y'all think of Brett Favre taking the money? What 2-3 million for some interviews or some motivational speeches that he didn't do, and he don't want to pay the interest on the money due to the fact that he feel like just because okay um he don't want to pay the money back, all the money back to the state, because him and our governor, our previous governor, was all in cahoots to build a new stadium, a tennis stadium for his daughter's school in Southern Miss, somewhere like that. No, I don't think it was Southern Miss. It was somewhere down here, down there towards the Jackson area. They wanted to build a tennis court, so they took federal money from. I definitely want to miss this. Um, yeah, what? Yeah, he took Brett Favre took him and the person that was over Department of Human Services took money that was for us poor people in Mississippi. It's supposed to be for us poor people. Took money out the TANF program. Took money out the food stamp program, because this is all what this money is for. Took money out the child, because I remember I was having issues with getting on the child care certificate program here in Mississippi because they didn't have no money. And then come to find out the reason why they ain't had no money, because they embezzling the money. They took over $42 million from the state of, I'm thinking now, approximately. I might be old. Approximately $42 million. Brett Favre took over. Let me see how much. Let me make sure, because I make sure I get out the right information. But he took, and another guy took over $42 million from the state of Mississippi out the welfare program and used it towards a tennis court for Favre's daughter. And they are the federal government is investigating that, but Brett Favre don't want to pay them all the money and the interest rate back on that. Right, but he gonna have to do something, because ain't nobody gonna vote him back in. I don't believe nobody gonna vote him back in. Yes, he has the money. He has the money. But see, the issue is he don't want to pay it back. But that is very despicable that he took $1 million and put it in his pocket, and knowing that he's a multi-millionaire. He's a coach here in Mississippi. He made millions in the NFL. And child, he been trending. Yeah, it says here, our former governor, Phil Bryant, helped Brett Favre secure welfare funding for University of Southern Miss volleyball stadium. Oh, I thought it was what's it called. It says here, there was a never before seen text messages show former Governor Phil Bryant tried to shepherd a proposal to use welfare funds under construction of the new volleyball stadium for retired NFL player Brett Favre, because for his daughter. A project, yeah, that's the football player. Yes. Just it says here that Phil Bryant has previously denied any involvement with the project, which has emerged as a centerpiece of a massive criminal scandal in which prominent officials misspent or stole billions in welfare funds intended for the nation's poorest residents. Us poor folk. Y'all know Mississippi is the poor. How you gonna take from the poor state? We are the poorest state in Mississippi, in the United States, and you gonna take money from the poor, It says here text messages entered in Monday into the state ongoing civil lawsuit over the welfare scandal revealed that former governor Phil Bryant, excuse me, pushed to make NFL legend Brett Favre volleyball ideal a reality. The text shows that the then governor even guided Favre on how to write a funding proposal so that it could be accepted by the Mississippi Department of Human Services, even after Bryant ousted the former welfare agency director John Davis for suspected fraud. So John Davis was a part of the fraud too. It says here that Brett Bryant text just left Brett Favre. He texted nonprofit founder Nancy New in July of 2019 within weeks of Davis's departure. Can we help him with this project? We should meet soon to see how I can make sure we keep the projects on course. When Brett asked Brian how the new agency director might affect their plans to fund the volleyball stadium, Brian said, I will handle that. Long story, but had to make a change. But I will call Nancy to see what it will take, according to the filings and a text far forward to New. It says here that the newly released text filed Monday by an attorney representing Nancy News nonprofit showed that Brian Favre, New, and Davis and other workers together channeled at least $5 million of the state's welfare funds to build a new volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Miss. It says when Favre's daughter played the sports, where Brett Favre's daughter played. It says here that Brett Favre received most of the credit for raising the fund to construct the facility. It says here that, Phil Bryant has for years denied any close involvement with this, though plans for the project even include naming the building after him. This is jacked up. So it says here, New pled guilty to so it says here the nonprofit leaders had misspent at least. Oh, baby, I done cut it real short. I was like, I said 45. Baby, I'm about 30 off. They took 777 million in funds that was supposed to help the needy. $77 million. 70, y'all heard it? $77 million. That's supposed to go to the po folk like us, like me. They took $77 million. And it says Brett Favre got 1.1 million welfare contract to receive to promote the program and do, motivational speaking. But he didn't even do that. Y'all, that's a mess right there. I'm done with that because ain't no way you gonna take from the po. And we already po here in Mississippi. Make it make sense. I got one more story I want to share with you guys, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. So, okay. So I do want to pull this picture up of this young man. This is a story out here in Texas I covered back of last year, where this boy that was special needs, that was his name was Fred Harris, and he was killed after being attacked by a 25-year-old Michael Paul Omby. Fred Harris he was a disabled kid and he had issues. And it says here that that Fred was in October was beaten and stabbed by the inmate while they shared a cell, and he died a few days later. It says here that Michael Omby is the inmate accused of the death, and it says here that he was charged with murder and he should be held. I'm gonna sit up here and kill this damn boy. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna pull the picture up of the young man. Y'all, everything is just freezing at the moment. Sorry. So this is the only picture that I could find of Fred Harris. So this is what I'm gonna pull up on the screen. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. All right, y'all. Here is Fred Harris, y'all. That's the best picture. This is the video not being played, but this is a picture of Fred Harris. And I know you guys want to know what's going on with him. So Fred Harris, his mother has filed a federal lawsuit against Harris County and Harris County Sheriff's Office after her son with special needs was killed while he was in jail. It says here, like I stated, Fred, he died back in October of last year, and he's his and he Michael Paul Omby was his cellmate, and he stabbed him and killed him and beat him to death. So it says here his mother, Harris' mother, said she begged her son to be moved out of general population because he was special needs and weighed only 98 pounds. According to the lawsuit, overcrowding and staffing issues at the jail led to Fred's death. It says here that Fred was in jail because he showed a knife to someone he was afraid of, and they took him to jail. And it says the family attorney said the teen had never been in trouble before and was well liked special education student when he attended Stratford High School. He was accused of showing someone a knife. He had never been convicted of a crime in his life, and based on the facts as we know it, would probably not have been convicted of this crime. It says here that after he died, his organs were donated. His heart was given to a child. Ain't God good? His beautiful heart was given to a child. It says here his murderer is still in Harris County Jail. I guess awaiting trial. Um, I just feel like that was just jacked up. No, he was no threat to no one. Even though his mama sent him to jail, maybe it was just a lesson to not, pull a gun out, a knife out on people. But it was someone that he was afraid of. When you have like kids with special needs that have intellectual issues where they're not understanding or processing things, they'll do things as such. My son, I hate to reference my son because he's kind of like that. Like he don't understand the ramifications of picking up something and knowing that it's wrong. He was outside playing sports with some kids one day. It was maybe back in 2020, and instead of him going in the house and getting like a little sword, he went and got a knife out the kitchen. And they were saying that they were wondering why he got a knife, but he didn't understand that a knife, you have to, if you don't know if like that a knife it will harm you. So I had to talk to him about that. But This probably the same thing when it came to Fred Harris. He was afraid, so the only thing that he knew of was to pull a knife. And let's listen to his mother interview and what all she had to say. And then y'all, it's almost 9:30. I'm gonna get on out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna play this news video, and then we're going to. That's gonna be all the updates I have. She ain't never worked at a facility before. That's why she's there for to help him. She must ain't never worked at a facility before. Probably hadn't. But she's suing the county. Best your bottom dollar, and she does. And I feel like that's only right. That's only right to sue the county because they should have never had him in jail with some type of
He
a
was
violent
accused
criminal.
of
Anyway,
showing a knife to someone. He had never been convicted of a
shouldn't
Lawsuit
have had
was
this
just
young
filed,
man
and it
in
says
the
the
prison with a
19-year-old
violent
man with
criminal.
special and medical needs died after he was
This boy was only
seen and
98 pounds.
stabbed inside this jail.
And everybody will be held accountable for what happened to my son.
This was a promise Dallas Garcia made at her 19-year-old son's funeral last November. She wanted justice in the death of her son, Fred Harris. This Stratford High School graduate with special needs was killed by another inmate who had a record of violent crimes inside the Harris County Jail. The family's attorney says Fred had never been in trouble before and had an IQ in the bottom 1 percentile.
He was accused of showing a knife to someone. He had never been convicted of a crime in his life, and based upon the facts as we know it, would not have been probably convicted of this crime.
In this 19-page lawsuit, they claim the Harris County Jail is understaffed, underfunded, and overcrowded. The lawsuit says the jail placed Fred, who was 98 pounds, with a 240-pound inmate with a violent past in the same cell. According to the arrest affidavit, 26-year-old Michael Paul Ownby struck Fred in the head against the concrete floor, kicked him, and then stabbed him with a weapon made out of a utensil. Fred was taken to Ben Top, where he was put on life support, but Fred was brain dead. He was kept alive so his organs could be donated. His mother told us previously the jail knew he had disabilities. They knew he was mentally ill and needed special care. And even with that, his mother feels like the jail staff didn't take precautions necessary to protect him.
I said, this is not a place for him. He'll never understand. And I didn't leave until I got some answers. And when I left, they said that my son would be okay and that they would handle this.
Well, the suspect who's charged with murdering Fred is still in the Harris County Jail. By the way, the family's attorney is going to host a press conference on Monday to discuss the lawsuit. Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
All right, y'all. So, this shouldn't even. He shouldn't even been in the jail. Period. He shouldn't even been in the jail. And she done lost her son for showing a knife. Not that he attacked anybody with a knife. Basically, he showed the knife as a warning, I say, to don't come near me. And he ended up losing his life. That's crazy. Anyway, y'all, that's all that I have for tonight. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, we welcome you here. Press the subscribe button. If you want to contact me, you can contact me at mjjfamily2020 at gmail.com. If you want to give to the platform, y'all, you know, J&J Mom 18. That is my cash app. Yeah, she would. Why you feel Jessica she should have blamed herself? Why you feel like she should have blamed herself? Like, all right, y'all. So just inbox me that. Okay, y'all. Well, that's all that I have. You're welcome, Miss James Zetta. You have a good night. You have a good night, Reese, Trisha, because she called the police. Yeah. She shouldn't have called the police. She should have just dealt with it in another way. Call next time, just call the hospital. Just call the hospital. Lord have mercy. Anyway, exactly. I guess she didn't just acting out of impulse. I don't even know, but I know she probably partially blaming herself as well. So anyway, y'all, if there's nothing else, y'all, make sure y'all hit the like button on your way out. And y'all have a good night. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow. I'll try my best to come on here. Basically, if they're special needs, they shouldn't put them in jail. They should put them in a holding facility with nobody, or put them in the hospital. But anyway, y'all, have a good night. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow.